They're going, so what's sort of the checklist of things that I need to look at when I'm evaluating whether or not I trust a regional center? So what are some of those specific factors?
For sure, I will explain this, and this is important for them because it's very easy to get into this discussion about the choice of regional center and get caught up into discussions about projects and term sheets and stuff like that. So you need to look at the regional center and you need to look at projects separately. I think the bigger decision is the regional center, and the things that I looked at were things like, what's the history of the regional center in terms of it? How long have they been operating? What's been their track record in terms of the various different kind of projects? What are their petition approval rates in terms of the I-526 petition, which is what you nicely explained. I wish we can take the video recording of it. It was succinctly and brilliantly explained. The I-526 approval, the numbers there, and we look at. The other thing that I looked at was what's the kind of I-829 approvals, because eventually once the green card, 2 years have passed, you want to see that the conditions are removed. So we look at the I-829 approval rates. And finally, the most important thing is what I looked at was the repayment track record. For me, that was important. I'm a Gujarati investor. For me, money is very important. I always maximize my returns. So that was something which I very acutely looked at. I want the money back. I want the money back on time. We guys calculate interest on a daily basis. So repayment track record was very critical.
I just want to point out as an immigration lawyer what that means. So what that means is that Can-Am, as a regional center, has gone through the full cycle of several projects. So that means 526 approvals for investors, 829 approvals, lifting of conditions. So that's at the end of the immigration process. And then commercially, honoring the agreement, or not the agreement, but the success, realizing the success of that project, and being able to return the capital at the end of that whole business cycle to investors. So, and not a lot of regional centers have achieved that. There are hundreds of regional centers, but very, very few who have achieved that entire cycle. So congratulations. I think that's really notable.
And Carolyn, that was actually the deciding factor for me when, and I looked at a lot of other regional centers as well. And for me, that was the tipping point in terms of the decision matrix, the repayment track record.